Okay, thank you everybody for hopping on. I am like so excited. It could be like Christmas morning because this retreat, you guys, is gonna be epic. But I was just thinking about it this morning and I was like, I'm not like an event planner. You guys know me. Like I'm not detail oriented. Maybe you don't know that about me. Like I hate like all of the little details of stuff. Like I don't throw parties. I like put on dinners at my house and my mother-in-law comes in and she's like, don't we need some forks? Like to like put out so that people can eat the food that you're like serving. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Go get it yourself, right? So I need your help is the bottom line. This is not my expertise. My expertise is wanting and having the desire to do something like this, but I thought that I can do it. So this whole time that I've had this idea, I'm like, I really hope I'm going to have some help because I can only do it with you guys. And I just want to say, like, we can make this as simple as we want, or we can make this as like crazy as we want. Like whatever you guys want, I am totally up for. So if you have any ideas, my slate is like pretty blank. Like there are some ideas that I have, but I want to hear from you guys. I will totally listen to any ideas and then take it to the group and see what's going to be best for the group. Okay, so totally open here. Okay, let's go over, like, I just want to kind of give like a broad overview of kind of what I'm thinking, and then I need ideas and feedback on some stuff. So I'm going to share a doc with you real quick. That kind of I just jotted down a few things if you want to look at this a little bit. But okay, so what I'm thinking, it's up in Walsburg, first of all, May 17th, 18th. Walsburg is almost, I went up there, it took 45 minutes from my house. So it is it's 15 minutes before Heber. And it is like beautiful land, you guys. It is the most beautiful, open, like Marcy, like it is just gorgeous, isn't it? And I, this place is, I just honestly like the feel of it. It's a beautiful, beautiful lodge that we're going to be in. Well, I should say it's not a lodge. It's a barn, but there's like a side like kitchen to it and stuff that we are able to use. And there are some bedrooms upstairs, like a living area. But mostly we're going to be like in the kitchen banquet area on the side of the barn. So I went up there and was thinking like, it was like, how do I explain this? Like it was different than I was expecting in that, you guys, it is like, it is a beautiful building, but it is rugged. So don't think of this as like don't think of this as like a fancy like getaway. This is like a dude ranch. Lori said it best when I was talking. She's like, it's a dude ranch / girls camp. It is extremely rugged. So we're not wearing like nice clothes. We're not like it's not going to be fancy. The actual building is super nice, but it definitely smells like barn. I just want to warn everybody in here. I'm going to get back so I can look at your guys' faces. And I'm actually kind of worried about Jess because I know you're sensitive to smells. It is full on barn smell. Like when I went in there, it almost overpowered. I was like, whoa. But then I was in there for 10 minutes and I totally got used to it. So I was a little bit scared. I wasn't expecting that. And I was like, okay, calm me down here. Like, are you guys going to hate that? And is this like a game changer? Or do you feel like we can just think of it as like girls camp? What's your feedback?
I'm going to be fine because I actually have cows that live right behind me right now. So the smells don't bother me at all. It's more like I'm allergic to perfumes. That's the kind of sense, like ones that aren't natural, I guess.
Okay.
And some flowers, but that's okay. Like I'll just bring medicine. It'll be okay.
Okay. I have a question. Have there been animals in there? Because I just know for me with allergies, like if there's animals around, I think those who do have animal allergies, like me, just kind of say you may want to take a Zyrtec before you go.
Right. So it is a barn. So like the barn, it is like an indoor amazing barn. And then to the side of it is a banquet room. So it just has a door dividing it. So I'm not one that's allergic to animals, so I don't know how that would affect somebody.
Well, I'm just saying, are there animals in there? Do they keep any animals in there?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the horses are in there. Like you can go around and look at the horses. Yeah.
Okay. Then for someone like me, I would like just say if you have any animal allergies, you'll want to take a Zyrtec or take some allergy medicine before you go.
Thank you.
Because for me, all I have to go is in a house with the right dog, and oh my goodness, I last like 20 minutes. Sorry.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
So where are we sleeping? Like, are we sleeping on
here's
cots?
here's the sleeping situation. So I wasn't quite sure how it would work out, but going to the actual place there, like I said, it's a big banquet room where honestly we could all, I wouldn't say it's quite enough room for, I don't know how many to plan on, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily quite enough room for everyone to sleep there. But going there, I'm not sure how many people are actually going to want to sleep there because it's concrete. It's not even wood. There's no carpet downstairs. It's concrete. So anybody who wants to bring padding, like a thick padding or air mattress, they definitely could. They could sleep right there. So there's several options. So that banquet room, there's an upstairs that they do have bedding for probably 7 or 8 people. I'm thinking I want to reserve that, like nobody count on that, but reserve that for people. Amy, your coach that was like over 60 or 70, like she was older, that definitely needs a bed. Maybe people like Jessica Golding that have had surgery, and my mom and people like that. So like nobody plan on it. Like don't tell your coaches about the beds. It's like people that absolutely need them. But then they do have probably space for like 10 or 15 more, maybe up to 20 people up there that could like on the carpet area that could sleep up there. Then there's also an option of like tents outside. If anybody has an RV, if they have RV hookups, if anybody felt passionate about that, I don't know, Kelby, you can bring down your camper. And then the other big thing that I think that maybe some people want to do is there's a hotel that is about 12 minutes away. So people that are like the least bit girly, that are like, I shouldn't say that, that sounds bad. The least bit like, don't want to experience the camp out, they fully can go to, I think I looked it up, it was like $80 a night. You can split it 4 ways with a bunch of ladies. Whoever wants to stay at the hotel, that is always a fallback. What are your thoughts, Lori?
How many bathrooms are there?
There are, Lori, 1, 2.
She has some upstairs, but then down on the main floor in the barn area, it's like a dormitory style bathroom.
Okay. Yeah. So there's plenty of places to go to the bathroom. Showers, maybe 2
or 3.
2 or 3
showers.
Yeah. I'm not sure who all would, I'm not going to shower. Like just
like in it is Robin's place.
Yeah. So this is Lori's coach that lives in Wellsburg. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Say bring it on.
I love it.
I know. Ken stayed there too, so she could give her opinion.
Yeah. Any other like opinions on the whole like sleeping, like the ruggedness of it? Like, is this something that you feel like we're going to be able to accommodate people, or should we just like say go to the hotel? What do you guys think?
Shan, I think one thing, especially for those, like I know James may want to come because he has work off. So like for those who want to, like we can always just stay in the hotel. Like, so for couples who are like, well, I don't want to just hang out with a bunch of the girls who want to bring their spouse, I think that's an awesome option.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about that for a second. Like the whole guy thing. Like, what do you, obviously guys aren't going to sleep in there, like, doing that, that's weird. But like how involved do you guys want the guys to be in? Should we open it up to guys the whole time and then just say like, hey, obviously sleep somewhere else, like either go home or do the hotel thing or whatever. What do you guys feel like, thoughts on that?
Well, for those who have guy coaches, I think it would be kind of in my opinion, too exclusive if we didn't invite the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because like one of my main coaches is a guy. His wife is just kind of in it. So, and I know he really wants to have some sort of event to go to. But I don't want to say, well, just because I have one, then that's what we're doing,
Right.
But that's my opinion and my preference.
Okay, so your preference is the whole time, Friday and Saturday, just tell them to make accommodation somewhere else. And we can say that nicely, so it's not like, hey, go home.
How would you guys feel about guys tenting it outside and actually like, Kelby, I don't know your coach, but allowing the guys to be able to do like a dorm room tent thing that could be really fun for them too. Let me explain why too. So when Travis went on the ILAT cruise, okay, he was able to go and be with James and go and be with Jacob and go and be with all the other guys that are actually like, and Lori Warren's husband, Keith, is that his name? Yeah. And he, like that picture, he's talked about that picture of all the guys like hugging each other that night, like a few times. And he's like, this is the first time that he feels like he could start coaching. Like, I'm going to get emotional, but like, I'm like, so then he asked me about this. Well, he's like, can guys come? And so I don't want to like make it be this guy girl thing either. And I can tell him, you know, you guys, you're going to have to get your own room. Like they could even get their own hotel room, but make it fun so that they can actually share ideas with each other too. Because there is something about camaraderie there for guys.
I think having it say, hey, for girls who come, the girls who want to stay overnight that don't have a spouse are welcome to stay at the barn. Couples, you can stay at the hotel. There's tents. You can do tent space outside for those who want it. For any of the guys who want to just hang out, we can have a guy's tent, but just kind of make it, the barn is for the girls, and then for the girls who are coming, and then I mean, guys are pretty laid back. They'll figure out what they want to do.
Okay, awesome. What do you think you would do, Marcy? Would you just get a hotel?
That's a great question. I don't know. A part of me was like, I might just get a tent. James would probably be like, why get a hotel? But at the same time, like, maybe I might want a hotel.
Okay.
Just FYI, it will still be really, really cold at night up here.
True.
Yeah.
It will be really cold. Good.
Yeah.
Good
I
reason
used
to
to live
come
in
home,
Midway.
right?
I remember how cold it is there in May in the morning.
It's cold.
I mean, yeah, we did at girls camp there the first week in June, like 2 or 3 weeks after what we're going, but not terrible.
Right.
It is cold.
You just have to be prepared if you do.
Hey,
Yeah,
Shan, what's your
He's in
overall
a canyon, so it's cold.
Because I think that will help. Like, are you wanting to have this be a bonding thing for coaches or just more of a training? Because I think that'll help decide guy, girl. Because if you're just if your purpose is just to train people, then you know, have the guys come and maybe they can do a special breakout session to where they can relate to each other and do something that, you know, how do we support our wives, or how do we make it as a guy coaching? You know, how do we be successful as guys coaching? Something like that that's specific to them. Or if you just want it to be like, are you wanting it to be a women's retreat and just a girl like you did down at the cabin in like Amber, the other one.
Right.
So I think you got to look at your purpose and what's your purpose with this night.
Right. I'm open to this. I see it as a very inclusive thing. Since we did do the girls retreat, that served its purpose. I'm not set on a girls retreat unless that's what you need. I want what you guys want and what your teams need. So I only see it from my perspective, and my perspective is a team bonding, team training. So generally, let me share with you my screen again. Generally, this is kind of what the days are going to, what I was kind of thinking it would look like is Friday. Lori actually had the awesome idea to like break it up. So Friday is more like a personal development day where we have Marcy's sister, Melanie. I don't know, a lot of you guys are working with her as a life coach. She's going to come and facilitate some discussions and do trainings. So half the day is going to be her, and then the other half would be you guys all with coach training. So, maybe 20 half-hour minute segments of personal development that day where we all just fire off our best stuff. And this is just an outline. Like I have lots of things in between to kind of break it up, but this is just an outline. So that's Friday, like a personal development day. Friday night like stories by the fire, gathering. There's like a fire pit thing. It's gas, but it's a fire pit. We gather around, tell stories. And then Saturday would be more like applying it to the business. And again, half the day Melanie, half the day, or I'm open to more. Like if you guys want to train that whole day too, that's awesome. Melanie is there to help however she can. She wants to stay the whole time, and just like have conversations with people, and like maybe even like off to the side if needed. But Saturday would be more like the applying, like an actual like business action, how to move forward. What do you guys think?
I like her presenting both days.
So it kind of breaks it up so it's not like heavy on one day. Mm-hmm.
I think it also,
Sorry.
I was going to say, I think it might be also be helpful where you split half and half both days for those who perhaps, so say the guys are, some of the male coaches who work Friday and can't make it on Friday, that they can then see some of it on Saturday. Like, so even if Melanie has like 10 minutes of a review of what she talked about,
Mm-hmm.
and then build on it for Saturday.
Right.
I think that way the coaches can get both, would be super helpful for those who can only come one day.
Love it.
Chantel, what are the times? Did you already talk about times?
I was thinking starting at 9 a.m. both days, and then with the actual like training portion, we could probably I was thinking having my mom do a yoga class in the morning on Saturday, or possibly even a hike, or some kind of, it's just beautiful land, so we can go out and explore a little bit one of the days too. And then go to Friday night we'll just kind of go to like 5 or 6, or go to dinner, and then after dinner do some other stuff. And then Saturday I was thinking ending around 5. We have to decide how many meals we want. I have a caterer, she's amazing, and she's incredibly inexpensive, you guys. We're talking like $10 a meal, which is unheard of for catering. And I was thinking of doing like lunch and dinner on Friday, and then either lunch and dinner on Saturday, or just lunch on Saturday, and then having people go home in time for dinner. Do you guys have feeling one way or another on that?
I think going home for dinner on Saturday is good. I think that could end up getting too long.
Okay.
That's just my opinion.
Okay. So end at 5 on Saturday.
I agree, Shannon. We'll have fueling, so we can eat those.
I even think if you end like at 4:30, so those you can get home by 5:30 to be able to make dinner or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
For breakfast, we could even like everybody bring their little waffle maker and just have a fueling waffle bar. And
yeah, Lori, you brought up that. I actually have it written on my document, and I thought that was a genius idea. Tell everybody about your fueling hack idea.
Oh yeah, so we did a little retreat, just my coaches, the ones that could come, and then Mike and came with us too, at the barn, and we all brought a fueling hack for everybody to try. And so we just did this like taste test bar of different fueling hacks, and that was really fun, especially for coaches that were like struggling to share some of those ideas with their clients. They could try out some different ways of making fuelings. It was fun. We had some yummy stuff.
I love that. Like maybe even just say, if everybody brought like one full box of their favorite fueling hack and made it, and then cut it up in little pieces. I mean, maybe not everyone would try everything, but it would at least be enough so that everyone could try a little bit. What do you guys think about that?
I think that's a great idea. And also my husband, he makes some like mean McGriddle things from using the pancake waffle maker, not the waffle, but the pancake maker. And I wonder if I could talk him into coming. Maybe he'd want to make like breakfast. I know that's a lot of breakfast for people, but and have people help. We could do something like that. It's super easy. You just use the pancake fueling or Zodiac cakes, and then you just put an egg and some cheese. I don't know how much work that will be, but I'm open to helping with like providing breakfast, and maybe that would help him be excited to come because he loves showing that off.
I love that.
Chantel, I have a question. So you want each coach to bring an extra box of fuelings to share for breakfast, or just an extra fueling, like one for ourselves and an extra fueling as an example?
I would think a whole box would go longer. Like that would be enough for a lot of people to taste test, but I don't know. I honestly,
so everybody bring an extra box?
I don't know how many coaches to expect. And going back to Wendy's question about like, what's the purpose of this event? Like really, it's a big thing in my mind is for you guys to bring people. So this is not necessarily like for us to get together, because I feel like this group right here is very tight. Like we see each other all the time. This is an opportunity for us to show our coaches what our community is. So I think people that are going to be coming to this event next month, you might not even know, like they might not even be coaches yet. This is like people that you're going to be bringing on in the next month that you want to introduce them, and you're excited about this. Like use this as an opportunity to like really get out there and share the coaching opportunity, because you want them to come to this. So I don't know if we want to say like, hey, all the leaders have their like bring a box with their fueling hack and they make it. Obviously every single person bringing one full box is going to be too much, but and maybe that's a little bit too much asked to somebody new, where they would be stressed about, preparing something like that. So I'm open to how that would work, but generally we can work through the details. If that's something that you guys want, we can kind of come up with something like that and assign that out.
I think once we find out how many people were there, and we find out who has a breakfast fueling hack they want to share, and maybe there's 6 of them, so that's 6 times 7, or maybe they bring 2 boxes, or have somebody bring a box in this group, but they're not doing the hack, somebody else is, and so let's just find out how many is coming and how many hacks we want to share, because if every one of us brought a hack and we're making 10 hacks, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, we can get that more organized, but I think we'll just, as soon as we know how many, then we can.
Yeah. And we could even do that for like a snack, like 3 p.m. If it doesn't have to be a breakfast hack, it could be hey, everybody go in the kitchen, where come in if you want to taste test some hacks, and whoever wants to can. I know I'm kind of like Mike, and I literally have done 2 hacks ever in my whole life. Like I just see the bars all day long, every day. So like I'm not really passionate about something like that, but I love learning about that too. So we'll go over the details on that. I'll put it on the list and we'll kind of go over. And Kelby, I love like having your husband be involved in like a breakfast thing. That's awesome. Like if he's willing to do something like that. So, okay. So I like that. As far as any other questions though, before I go back to my agenda? Yeah, Tara.
So, sorry, I got to help you here. If we're sleeping in the banquet room, which is where the big kitchen is, where are we setting up chairs to train, to have classes? Like, my logistic brain was trying to figure this all out, because I've been there. Okay. Say hi, Georgia. There you go.
Hi. Hi, Georgia.
She just has to see herself, and then she's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like where everybody's
where we go. Okay, so what it would look like is that we would do so the big banquet room, we would not have everybody bring in their sleeping stuff, whoever was sleeping, and I don't even know how many people are going to want to sleep in that room. Like maybe only like 1/4 of people are going to want to sleep in that room, but not have them bring in their stuff until that night. So they have a bunch of I was wanting to do rounds and chairs around the rounds. And maybe some of us you guys creative people can come up with like some fun centerpieces of like pictures of all of us and like our community. I don't know, thinking, whatever we want to do there with like the centerpieces or rounds. And then just have those rounds. And then once it comes nighttime, then we just take it down for the people that are sleeping in for the yoga class the next morning. And then we put them back up in the morning. And that's where everything would happen. The eating, the training. There's a huge TV like right there. It has easy connection right there in that room. So, and then everybody that night, they would just pack up their stuff and put it in their car in the morning.
My hair is beautiful.
Okay, so those of us that are flying in, like I'm not going to have camping gear or a like a camping chair. Is that going to be a problem?
So you don't need any kind of camping chairs or anything like that. We have all of that. The only thing would be the bedding. So you can either arrange for another coach to help you bring it. Like I know lots of us have double of that. So you can just kind of ask one of us to, provide that or a hotel. I mean, if I were flying out of town, I would for sure get the hotel because I wouldn't want to mess with that. That's just, whatever. Like I said, it's $80 if you go in a group of 4. That's like $20. That's no brainer for me. But if you want to be in the room, like with some other people that, whatever you want, totally up for.
Okay. Yeah. Just post the hotel that's the nearby one.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll kind of do some research on that. The one I was looking at was a Holiday Inn Express. I thought it was the closest, but you guys in Hebrew will have to tell me what's the best.
Yeah, there's 2 right next to each other. There's a Best Western. It's brand new. It's huge. And then there's a Holiday Inn Express as well. But then there's a whole bunch of like little mom and pop hotels too. So there's a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if I can convince my husband to bring our home up there, people can stay in our camper as well. I mean, I know we can talk more about that later, but yeah, that's an option.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be something where you just kind of everyone talks amongst themselves and their teams and saying, okay, like, I think it would be fun for each of your teams to kind of decide something together too. Like if you're bringing 5 or 6 people, like, hey, what should we do together? Or should we stay at the hotel together? Or should we camp together? Or should we stay in the banquet room? Whatever it is. Or even up in that upper room in the carpet, whatever.
So is there like a limit to the amount of people that we can have at this event?
No, because I really think we could fit as many as we could invite. Like, I mean, I'd like to get some members. I really have no clue how many to expect. But we can always add more people. I mean, there's like even like a separate room in the back. Like we can expand as much as necessary. You guys, I'm telling you, like, now the more I think about it, Wendy, this is the main thing. It is for you guys to invite your teams. So again, it's not for you to just come. Like in my mind, I wouldn't, like, we've experienced it. It is for you to share the experience with other people so that we can expand our community. And we all know after you bring a coach to the retreat, you guys, is it not that your coaches that have come to the retreat, are they not just in it or what? They're just like sold, right? They just get the vision. They just like, all of a sudden the work becomes way easier for them. So I want that. I'm willing to do this. That's what drives me to do something like this, even though it's a lot of work. Okay, any other questions before I go back to the doc?
Oh, well, no, because it's on the doc.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about a few more things here. So I thought it'd be fun to do some like t-shirts or something. So I was thinking that, and maybe even a t-shirt that we could wear afterwards that had like, I'm a health coach on the back, or like Optivia, or not just like Flake team of, and not something, I don't know. Whoever, I was thinking somebody could be in charge of that, and whoever's super creative and can just go and run with that one. Do you guys like that? And get a team picture, it'd be so fun. So awesome. Okay. And then yoga in the morning, training by you guys. The food, I need somebody to be in charge of the food. That is really good. And meaning it's all catered, but somebody needs to talk to the caterer. She sent me like lists and lists and pictures and everything you could ever imagine that she's made. And so somebody who's just going to be coordinating with her exactly what we want, the cost of each meal, all those things. So if any one of you feel passionate about one of these things and just want to like run with it, like I am more than happy to just put your name on here and have you run with it. So if everybody could, maybe if you could kind of think like, hey, what is my expertise? What could I bring to this this is not about me running this whole event, because clearly it would not be awesome if that were the case. Like, okay, what could you really bring to this event to make it awesome? And what's your expertise? So hopefully, and we'll talk about it in just a minute. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that. But here are the other ideas, like somebody in charge of like the media. There is like a whole screen, but I need somebody to we need like a microphone, and we need somebody just like managing the PowerPoints and able to do all that. We do need somebody in charge of like registration. So like somebody could do like a Google Doc, a form that we send out to all the coaches. We need somebody in charge of like marketing, to get the word out and like make sure that maybe a fun graphic or something. I could put something together, but again, you guys are way more talented than I am. So hopefully somebody signs up for that one. And to like get the word out about it. And I would love to do a video with you guys once we're very clear on what we're doing, just to get people excited and to explain what we're doing. So just like a Zoom like this, where whoever wants to come on and just kind of give their 2 cents about events and how awesome they are and what we're going to be doing here. And then maybe somebody in charge of, let's see, the breakout sessions I thought was a really good idea. Like even one for the guys, something like that. Do you guys, okay, here, I need to know everyone's take on this. Do you guys like it when we're all together the whole time? Or did you like it like at the girls' retreat or other places where we have broken off and done certain things? I feel like sometimes when you break off, you feel like you're missing out. I seriously have FOMO on that one. But what would you guys, and like very specific things, like I was even thinking of training on rank. I've gotten that a lot. Like, I don't even know the ranks. I don't even know like what I should be going for, like specifically to have, not everybody's into that, but maybe some people would. What do you guys think on breaking off versus keeping it all together? Corinne?
Well, I just had a few coaches that had made comments to me about how they wanted to be able, kind of like what Jessica said, that she had FOMO, like they wanted to be able to know what each of the different classes was about. And since they had to choose between 2, that made it hard. So I think it would be better to all stay as a group. I don't know. That's probably my.
Maiken?
I agree. Like, I liked them, but I had fear of FOMO, but I had the same comments from the sleepover. Like, what did you learn about? Tell me what you learned about. So if we are all together.
Yeah. Which, now that I think about it, like, is that a bad thing? Is FOMO a bad thing? Or does it keep them interested and like, kind of like, ooh, I got to like really like soak this up because I chose what class I'm going to. I don't know.
I'm going to be of a different opinion. I actually like breakouts because I feel like you can cover some different topics, and maybe even just like 1 hour or 2 hours. It doesn't have to be a lot, but like maybe on Saturday we can have just like 1 or 2 breakout sessions and not have it. I think when you have a ton of choices, it's too overwhelming. But if you just keep it simple, like maybe just a couple of different choices and just keep it really easy and simple, it's fun to have some things to look at. And you can do, then you can break up into different categories. Like with the guys, you can, how do you support your wife, or how do you coach as a guy, and just be specific. Or, for new coaches, how do you get up and running as a brand new coach? Like, I get that, we get that all the time. And so one of us could train and say, this is what you do starting out as a brand new coach, but then have something for people who've been coaching for a really long time that would be specific to them. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, Marcy, go ahead.
I was going to say, I totally agree with Wendy. I think breakouts are really, I think it's helpful to have the breakouts for me, for my coaches. I like that. And I like that they can go somewhere else without me and learn, and then come back. And then they like that conversation of what did you learn? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's actually really valuable, and that they can get trained more on their level. Mm-hmm. Is helpful. I don't think it should be the whole time, but I think like 1 or 2 breakouts would be really helpful.
So what I hear you saying maybe is that like maybe rank or like time in the business or something related to that, more than like, because the girl sleepover was more topics, where I feel like maybe people wanted both topics, but maybe if we say more like the rank thing, then it would I can see how that would maybe mesh better with people and be more applicable. Like newer coaches, would you guys like the actual rank thing? Like senior, if you are a new coach, so new health coach boot camp over here, then people that are trying to get to ED, then people FIBC and beyond or something, like 3 categories like that.
And it could even be the same topic, but geared towards the new coaches, the intermediate, because I feel like that you talk about things, team building, a little differently to a coach who just signed up than someone who's been in it for 5, you know.
Yes.
And then you don't have, then you don't have the fear of missing out. Sorry, Marcy, I didn't mean to interrupt, but then people know, oh, I'm supposed to go to this class, and then they don't feel like they're missing out on something else.
And the whole rank thing, I don't know about for you guys if this is a positive thing for you at all, but I know I have heard some people say, and I know I'm like this, if there's a meeting that like is a higher rank, it's kind of motivating for me to be like, oh, I want to know what they're, you know, like I want to be in that. And so some people will be like, oh, if this is executive director and above, I want to hit, I don't know. Is that motivating for you guys, or is that a negative thing to like segregate people?
Definitely motivating, if you ask me. I love the, let's train skill set where skill set is needed. I think it's more effective for us as leaders.
Yeah, Chantel, I feel like it can be motivating, but depending on what you're teaching, it could also be overwhelming for some of the new coaches. So my thoughts are like personal development. I want it all. Like I felt like when there was a class about budgeting and there was a class about time management and stuff, I wanted to be in all of those classes at the same time. So that was kind of hard for me at the last retreat because I wanted to be at them all, but we kind of shared our notes. But when it comes to coaching, I feel like there are definitely some different breakout classes that we could do depending on levels. That's my kind of thought is the personal development, we could definitely everybody stay together, but that's just an idea. I don't know.
Yeah, love that.
And I have a question too. Tara made a good comment about where will we break up into? Or is it all going to be in the same room, and are we going to be kind of talking over each other, or is there a different place besides the banquet room that we can go to?
Yeah, there are different places. I'm thinking, Lori, like, what do you think? But I'm thinking like that upper room, the upper sleeping room, the banquet, and even outside would probably be the best third option.
Yeah, and we may even be able to use the classroom. I'll talk to Robin to make sure, but I think there's at least 3 spots we could break up into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I have a concern.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually going to be a concern. A thought is what it is really. Okay, so what if when we do the breakouts, and we're all separated, like how are the ones who, if say they're put into senior coach, going to see how they could become FIBC? Do you understand what I mean? Like I want my coaches to be able to understand that it's possible. I don't want to put them in a specific place. Mm-hmm. But I understand what all of you are saying. It's just a thought, like hopefully with the intention, it won't feel like that. That's all. That they're not like, you're going to stay here. I want them to be able to see that they could also become FIBC or something else. So in a way, saying, okay, anyone who's not senior coach and wants to be senior coach first, do you guys know what I mean? I don't know. I can't put it out right in my mouth.
Do you think there's a way for us to like, oh, my brain just, is there a way for us to like, make it to where they can like not be overwhelmed, like have a class where they can see what's possible, but without being overwhelmed? Because when I learned about FIBC or anything other than senior coach or manager, director, or even executive director, it was overwhelming. So I wonder if there's a way we can do it to where it wouldn't be overwhelming. Is that even a possibility?
I like what Corinne was saying, that it's breaking up into what rank you're building towards. Because like right now, this group is building towards FIBC for the most part. And so we're working on things that are helping us get to that level. So I think it would all be in the way that the trainer is approaching it. If they're working towards an ED, maybe we have an ED teach the class. if they're working towards FIBC, maybe we have an FIBC teach the class and talk about how they got to that rank and how it was possible for them and what made it manageable. I don't know.
Love that.
Shan, I had one more thing because you said we could, like Kayla had put in the thread that she was going to invite a potential, and I have one that I'd want to invite. The last thing I want is to bring them in, and then she's looking at it as the 5th component. Oh, I'm just going to coach 5 people. I don't want her to feel like I have to do what Maiken does. Maybe she will eventually, but that's a good idea to think about it as if we're inviting potentials. We don't want them to get overwhelmed. We want them to feel at peace and excited to be there. That's just my opinion. Not coaches yet, you know?
Yeah, so why don't we have a class that says become a health coach? Like,
well, there you go.
That's a great idea, Amy.
Yeah.
Building to senior coach, and that could be brand new coaches or it could be potential coaches.
So do you guys think that you guys want like a specific track for people that aren't even health coaches? Like I'm not sure. I mean, I'm trying to think what's below wanting to get to senior coach.
Well,
couldn't get one client.
Couldn't that just
thinking about becoming a coach? What's it like?
Okay, just like exploring coaching.
It's an explore Zoom, basically. A coach explore Zoom, I think.
That's interesting.
Coaches could share their story and just do that. I mean, if we're gonna do
that's a good idea. Sorry,
I love it. Kaylee, were you gonna say something?
I just love that idea because I'm sitting here like, you guys, I have no coaches. So I'm going to have to invite everybody I know and get them to be a coach to be. So.
Oh, you froze for the last little bit. You said you're going to invite everybody you know and what?
And then, and hopefully someone's a coach and then they'll come and then they'll be in a class, one of these classes. But like, what invite all my clients?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be cool. Maybe we even
one day.
Maybe we even. What do you think about like who are you guys wanting to invite? Like, should we? This be like clients that are serious about the 5th component type thing that maybe don't even say that they necessarily want to be a coach, but just want to come to the community. What do you guys think?
I think you can invite them on Saturday, like say Saturday. Yeah. And then that day can be any personal development because that's good for anybody, and then have these breakouts.
Yeah.
Would you? I mean, what would be the advantages of them coming just one day versus both days? Do you think that they would benefit from both days, or are you thinking just commitment wise, or what?
Maybe.
Yeah, somebody who's brand new might be like, "What? You want me to come on Friday and Saturday?" You know, somebody like I'm thinking of my new client who's 2 weeks and I'm going to invite her to something that's 2 days. She might be like, what? For what? Why?
But she can go when she wants to. Like, why not offer it?
Yeah. How is she going to get up there? She's not coming alone. You know, ride with you. And it's a girls' retreat.
Okay.
Like, there's so much more. But you're right. I think offer both and say, oh, you can't come both days. Come on Saturday then. Come whenever you can.
Okay. I love that. So offer both days, but maybe Saturday might be where the breakouts are.
Yeah, and I think let's have a track. Let's have a track for those people. Say we're going to have 5 of those people at this retreat, at least 5. That's enough. I mean, even 1 would be worth like, you know, having their track, and their track is, you know, kind of like the Explore Zoom. And then there's a personal development, like, you know, and then maybe creating relationships. Like that would be perfect for those people that aren't even a coach at all. That'd be great. And then I have tons of coaches. I have 14 coaches that aren't senior coach. We need to have a senior coach track. Like we all need senior coaches. So if we're not thinking we're going to have a senior coach track, we're crazy, right? So we're going to have 3 classes that are focused on them and you know, creating, you know, acquiring clients, Facebook training. All those people need that so desperately. So I think those are easy. It's when, like, what am I going to teach an ED? That's Chantel's job, but
I'll do that class. That's my expertise.
Okay. Just a thought. What if we even did, if we want to bring this into clients and just like a habits of health, like personal development, like teaching a habits of health class this isn't, what program are you, this isn't a 5-in-1 class, but this is a habits of health class. Like whether you're on you're in a weight loss transition or maintenance, what are the habits of health class and tips for, emotion, like mindset training, different things like that, but it's just more focused on a habits of health for all lifestyle. Like, I don't know. I think if we really want to be all inclusive and we want to attract our clients to come here, let's have a class, because I think all of us on our own personal health journey have struggles. A coach, whether we're a coach or not,
right?
And living the habits of health. And I think getting down to the core of what we teach, lifelong transformation. How do we continue on that lifelong transformation path personally would be awesome.
Yeah. Okay, I love that. And I see that as not even needing to be, well, I don't know if we do that a breakout. So what's your advice on?
Sorry, I was saying no breakout for that. Like, I think that should be, I think that would be with the whole group, so they can see, hey, this isn't a diet. This isn't. So the clients who come into this mindset, oh, this is just 5-in-1, but really focus, see, no, this is so much more.
So this would be, and I really see that as a way for us to invite our clients into the community. And just those people that aren't coaches yet, that would be really a huge point of them coming to something like this is, hey, we're going to be offering this habits of health class, a portion of it. So how much of this do you guys want breakout versus bigger groups? So I'm thinking definitely the breakout of explore, you're exploring coaching, senior coach, get to ED, and possibly be, or maybe just ED and beyond, maybe. Because I think some of the other, like a lot of us will be helping with the other groups. So I'm thinking those 3 breakouts for sure. Are you thinking any other breakouts, or keep everything else as a group?
I say like we have like an hour of breakout, and that's 3 classes. They're 20 minutes each.
Okay.
And I say you're in a track. Like if you're not a health coach, you go to these 3 classes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to be senior coach, go to these 3, I don't know. It's an idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other ideas on that? Okay. What do you guys feel like that I haven't mentioned, or that I have? Like, I want to hear from you guys individually what you feel like you can add to this, or what maybe you would like to really take and run with, or maybe it's something we haven't even talked about.
Will you post the list again?
Absolutely. Oh, and then I was also thinking minute to win it games. That was so fun at Laurie's retreat, right, Kayla? Just some silly fun. It got everyone laughing, and it was hilarious. So something like that somebody could do. It wouldn't even have to be long. It could be a 15-minute segment where we did that one, whoever wanted to do that. Lori mentioned like having notebooks for everybody, something that we get printed up with the CTFAR model in it. And just so you guys know, as far as cost goes, I want your feedback on this. Like, there's 2 ways of thinking of this, right? There's the, like, keep it as cheap as possible, so every single coach would not care at all if they, they wouldn't even think about it. It's so cheap. Like, I think that the least amount would be like $50 with 3 meals and a t-shirt. So 3 meals, one, 2, 3, that'd be $30, a t-shirt. And then there's going to be another $10 in expenses somewhere, holding an event. It just seems like there would be. So I don't know. It seemed like 50 would be the least. But if we did more like, I'm trying to think of other things to add, like maybe if somebody did the minute went to games, the notebook, and if we just went just a little bit nicer, maybe like $75? Are you guys wanting to keep this as inexpensive as possible? Or are you wanting to make it really nice? Like make sure we have the t-shirts, make sure we have some extras there. What do you guys think?
I just think that I have someone coming for one day, so it'd be nice if there was like a 2-day price and a 1-day price. I don't care if it's $75 for 2 days. And
do you think that that would do you think that people would more easily pick the 1 day? Like I always worry about if it is a 2-day option, that coaches go, oh, there's a 1-day option. I guess I'll just go to the 1 day instead of the 2 day. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Chantel, my opinion is we keep it the same price no matter what, because they're still going to want the shirt. They're still going to want the notebook. They're still going to want all of the little goodies. And if they decide to not come the second day, it's still, I mean, that's really a pretty cheap price for a retreat.
Well, the second day, this is what you do. You just say $10 off if you only come 1 day. And they're like, well, I might as well go both days then.
Okay. Right? The person over registration might do this, but because of the confusion, but yeah, that's an idea. Oh, and I forgot Melanie. We are gonna pay Melanie and put her up in a hotel. So yeah. Marcy?
Shan, even if we had us as coaches, if we know our coach is struggling or that person, there's a $10 difference, be like, oh yeah, I'll totally, like we can handle that $10 price ourselves.
That's so
something we're really
I love that idea of making that, like, you can hold your own scholarships. Maybe even say, I have 3 tickets to this event, you guys, and I'm offering this to all my clients. And the 3 people that want in on this, I'm going to pay for them, or, whatever, like we individually want it to hold, or it's half off of the ticket. Yeah, I love that.
All right, let's just say 75. Should we just make the choice?
75.
I'm very decisive. Sorry, I don't.
Yeah. Okay. We can. I think. Are you guys good with 75? Like, I feel like if we charge 75, we would have extra wiggle room for like some extras, like the notebooks and maybe some goodie bags. I mean, we're gonna use every penny, just so you guys know. Like, if we charge that much, we would use it, or else even maybe give away some prizes or something like that.
Why not give away some scholarships? Like, why don't we do convention prizes? Why don't we say, hey, you come, they're going to be giving like $100 convention or gift cards. Like let's move it so they're going to be wanting to come to the next event. So yeah, 75 is great. It can go towards scholarships. And even like some of the coaches who are there, we give a coach kit too. I mean, how cool would that be?
That would be awesome. Yeah. If we have extra, for sure. That would be so fun. Or even we could do something where you guys gifted something like that, like half off scholarship and they win it, right? We've done those before, where you just submit their name and say, I'm going to pay for it. And then they win the drawing, right? That's always fun. Okay, so what do you guys think as far as anything else that you guys want to add, or anything you want to sign up for, or like say like this is my gig, this is what I'm excited about? Or you guys can think about it too and message me. But again, this event is going to be as awesome as you guys make it. So if you guys want to put some time into it and like, whatever you want to add to it, awesome. But if we want to make it super simple, that's okay with me too. No expectation here. I don't want this to be a part-time job for you guys the next month. But at the same time, if you're excited about it and really want something to offer, and want to spend some time on your part, awesome. We'd all appreciate it too. Yeah, Jess.
I just had a good idea that I wrote down. How about they win a fueling box? Like some of my client or coaches that are coming haven't even done the program yet. They just see the value of it. And so a few of them haven't even needed to lose any weight, because I met them at the gym and they were already killing it themselves. So like you could give away, I'm going to give away some brownie boxes as prizes. We could do like a fun raffle like that, but I want to do that for my coaches, my clients only, not everybody. Sorry.
Well, maybe we can do something where all the leaders bring 2 prizes each or something, and then we do a drawing at the end. That'd be kind of fun. Whatever you want. It could be a fueling box. It could be like a little goodie, water bottle.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I think keeping the cost low is kind of important for if we're inviting a bunch of potentials that aren't feeling. So anyway, I was thinking maybe us as coaches could donate to the prizes, but try to keep the cost low, because if we're inviting, I don't know, that's just my thought. Like, yeah, but it's nothing for us because we see the value in it. But if we're inviting a bunch of people that don't know a ton about it, that's what my thought is, we could contribute maybe to the prizes.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Like to, us contribute to the prizes. And again, if you're speaking to a coach where cost is a thing, then you're gonna, you talk about that. But make sure and talk to them about the 3 to 4 meals that they're going to be getting. You can't buy 3 or 4 meals for $75. like right there. Like you can't even go out to eat with that cost. So even talking to them about what they're going to get, that's not even the training.
Totally.
So making sure that they know what they're getting, but if it is a deal, then maybe, pitching in yourself, but at the same time, keeping it low. Do you guys feel like $75 is low, or do you guys feel like we need to go even lower? Because I'm thinking $75 wouldn't give us too much wiggle room for prizes. It would give us maybe a little bit. Honestly, I have to crunch some numbers. We need to get with Cater. It's about $10 each per meal. We need to decide on Melanie's price. She's willing to, she's actually doing it like pretty much for free. Like I don't think she's going to charge very much, but I do want to put her up in a hotel. There's little things like that. So, what do you guys think? Any other say on the cost? Or do you guys feel like $75 is that good price? Laurie?
I like Wendy's comment. She said, go crunch some numbers, Chantel. And then decide. For me, I'm thinking about some of my new coaches, like I've just told them to, their coaching kit's $200. They need to sign up for a convention and buy plane tickets. And then I really want them to come to this retreat. And sometimes I feel like, I'm just, I mean, for me, I'm like totally fine with that, but I worry a little bit that they may freak out at having to keep dropping money.
I got a brilliant idea.
What?
If you've been a coach less than 30 days or 60 days, it's $50.
Oh, that's an idea.
Yeah. So just like convention does that.
That's true.
So
what do you guys think of that?
Yeah, I think you could have a client price and a client price and a coach price. That might be really a big incentive too. Like for coaches, have it be, $85, $90, and then clients have it be $45 or something like that. I don't know.
But then don't you worry that people will put off buying a coaching kit so they can get a cheaper price to the retreat?
I don't care.
Yeah. I don't know. It's probably fine just to go with the 75 and have that be the blanket thing.
I think give those new coaches a break. I really do.
New coaches for sure. But I think if they're not coaches yet and we offer it cheaper, then they're going to say, well, I'll just wait.
Yeah, I like that. Okay. So you guys are saying $75 for coaches, but anyone who has been a coach within the past, 2 months, 1 month? What do you guys think would be the good break off? 1 month? 1 month from the retreat date that they would get. So it would be anyone that signs up after today would get right? Isn't it a month away? Well, 2 days. You guys all good with that? I kind of like that. Again, I'll crunch some numbers before the final say, but I have crunched a few, and Melanie's flexible with her price. So I feel like that's a comfortable, that's about what we're looking at.
I joined late. What did we say about men? What did we decide about?
Yeah, men. I'll send you the playback too on that because there was a discussion on that. But I think what we've kind of decided on is they are welcome to come to the whole thing, and then at night they can tent outside or hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it might be good to as well differentiate between what are they going to get here that they won't be getting at convention? Because we're trying to like play up convention too, right? Like you want to come to convention and convention's awesome and it's amazing. And this is like going to be a lot more like just a smaller group. Like how do you want to present that as far as when you're talking to people about upcoming events? This is an awesome event that's going to like fill in the blanks, and then convention is going to be blah, blah, blah. Do you see what I'm saying? Just because if you do have lots of people paying, because convention's only $99, right?
Mm-hmm. Wait,
so,
no, is it?
Or is it $199? Isn't it 99?
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, it was 99 like the first few days, and then it was like 149. I think it's 199 now.
Which is unbelievable. How did they do that?
That's right. That's why I'm saying if you're going to charge $75 and then for this retreat and then say, okay, then it's 149 or whatever it is right now for a convention. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I think we've got to present the positives to say somebody who's a brand new coach to convince them that this is also going to be amazing. Even, you know, if you're going to pay $75 for this, this is why, and this is what you're going to get. And convention's also going to be amazing because this is why, and this is what you're going to get. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Absolutely. I love it, Wendy. You're like all about the purpose and the like overall thing. Any other thoughts on that?
I think just the presenting about how this one is going to be smaller and more interactive because it is a smaller group and a little more personal on how to get started or to work wherever you are at, you know, and then convention is more that overarching, you know, like hearing from the company leaders and all the amazing things that Optavia has in store coming up too.
And I love that, Laurie. I always talk about the next event. So if you say if you have somebody that's like, well, I could go to convention or this, which hopefully they don't, but I'm always just like, you come to this and you're going to want to go to convention. So I'm always pushing the next event. Jess?
I guess, go ahead, Jessica.
And then Jess.
Okay.
Me.
Kayla, then Jess. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. I guess my biggest thing is this is like a month away and almost all of my coaches are going to be coming from out of town. So I like the sooner the better that we could kind of finalize like registration and costs would be.
Yes, I agree with that. Okay. Jess?
I was going to say this is just one spice. Convention is the entire flavor. Like something like that. Like this is just this is something personalized. It's a group. It's our own mentorship. Okay. And so you get to learn from all of us. Like they get to learn from us, but not in a group setting. Right. And so when we're all like mentoring and feeding off of each other, that's just one flavor, right? One spice, I mean. But then at convention, it's the entire flavor. You're learning from a million different legs. I mean, they probably might not understand the whole leg thing, but like you guys could explain that better than I can.
Yeah. No, I love it. It's so true. Good. Okay. So thank you guys. Honestly, this has been so helpful. Like so many awesome ideas. So now we just need to, what would be helpful for me is if you just decide on what you would like to do to help. And it would really help me if you could initiate that, because then I know what you're passionate about. Like, and be bold, like brag about yourself. Be like, I am dang good at this. Please put me in as this. These are my ideas, or I'm willing to help with this. And then I'll assign out the other stuff, but I really want you guys in your field of genius and where you want to be helping out. So I appreciate any of your help. Again, I understand either way. Like if you're like, you know what, I can only do a little bit, but whatever, I'm grateful for any amount of help. So thank you guys. And thank you for making it possible. And just really, I think right now is just the time to start. You guys are the one that are going to be inviting. Like it's your teams. So however many people you invite, that's who's going to be there. So get on that. I think that's at the top of my mind, even for my own personal people. Write that invite list. Who am I going to be inviting? Probably some of these people maybe aren't even clients yet. Like it's going to be cool to see who shows up. So
Chantal, right. Do we have like a thing, like an invite made up?
So I would love for somebody to do that. Again, I can do that, but that's not going to be my field of genius. I'm happy
I'll do that this morning. If you want to just kind of give me details for sure, like, are we planning 9 o'clock, the 17th to 18th? Okay.
Yep. Okay, so I'll talk with you about that. So great. Lori's got the invite, and we'll do a
And
Facebook.
we have something to send people to invite.
Yeah, I think that's great. Get that. We'll do a Facebook event, but we need to get the registration link out and those specifics before we do that. So, okay. Awesome, you guys. Appreciate you. We'll see ya. Heidi.
Hey, so yeah, Maria and Ashley, I told them to just hop on. So
Ashley's on, I think. Is that you, Ashley?
Hi. We were just talking about that awesome retreat. Are you available the middle of May?
It's a little bit of a drive. It's in Utah, right?
Yeah.
Where do you live, Ashley?
California.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. What part of California?
Pretty close to Sacramento, about half hour out or so.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. We have people flying from all over. So I wonder if any are coming from California. I'm trying to think who's in our California group, but yeah, that's awesome. We'd love to have you if it's in your schedule.
Yeah, probably not going to happen. We have a million things in May.
Yeah.
May is like worse than December sometimes, I swear.
Yes, school and yeah.
Well, tell us, I want to hear all about your progress. Maria was bragging on you. Excited to hear.
So I'm down like 34 pounds this morning. Wow. And so I started January 25th, but a couple of those were actually right before too. But so I think like 30 pounds total on Altivia. And so yeah, just been
congratulations.
Thanks.
That is amazing.
Yeah, feeling good. Getting to buy some new clothes. That's exciting.
Have you noticed any non-scale victories?
Well, being able, like I told you through Instagram, buying size small shirts was pretty awesome. But that's kind of scale and non at the same time. So yeah, lots of energy and, wanting to do stuff with my crazy kids and all that. So yeah, it's just been good.
Great. Well, you've got an amazing coach. Maria is just amazing.
Yes, I agree.
Can I just say, Maria, oh my gosh, like you even are like slimming down even more since the last time I saw you. It hasn't even been that long. You're looking great.
Yeah, Maria definitely hit her goal, and
she needs to unmute her. You need to unmute, Maria. We can't hear you. There you go.
Can you hear us, Maria? Or can we hear you? It's a question, I guess.
She looks frozen.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Must be the internet connection. Well, Maria, if you can hear us, hopefully you can hop on. Sometimes I have to get off and get back on when my computer freezes.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, we wanted to answer all of your questions about coaching.
Yeah, so tell me about it a little bit, because I already have a job, and so I don't want to take away from that, and my family life and all that too. And so I'm just debating, like, is it really worth it? Would I get enough people?
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember. You probably haven't met Chantel before, so maybe I'll have a story too. But basically, when I started, so Chantel's my coach, and I was just struggling with my health for years and years. My dad passed away, we believe, from his diabetic medication, and so I just started really thinking about my health and my future, and I didn't want to die at my 50s and leave my kids. And so anyway, I tried for years and years to figure out how to lose the weight, and I had numbness and inflammation and all kinds of weird stuff going on. And so Chantel just posted something about a health challenge. And so, of course, I reached out to her, and I was like, what is this that you're doing? Maybe this is something I need. And so she told me about the program, and it took me a while to actually start on program, but I started doing these health challenges, and Anyway, when I hit a plateau, I was like, okay, I'm going to hop on this program. And it was amazing. I lost 15 pounds my first month, and the numbness and the inflammation went away within a couple of weeks on program. So kind of my experience with the program. And I didn't really think about coaching. I was going to be having another baby. I got pregnant and had another baby. And anyway, then my sister was like, Heidi, you teach me. Because after I had the baby, I was like, I know exactly what to do. I'm hopping on that program. I want that energy.
Yeah.
Sleeping. So I hopped on the program, and it was amazing again. And my sister was like, Heidi, I've tried everything. And so she's kind of the one that talked me into because I wanted to help her. And so I started helping my sister. And then my husband wanted help, and then my aunt wanted help, and you know they all lost 35 to 55 pounds, and it was just amazing. It was amazing to be able to help them see their lives totally transform.
Yeah,
struggling with anxiety and depression and all of these things. My aunt, this is my sister, his older sister, and she lost. So her doctor said, "You have tried to lose weight before, and it's never worked. In all these decades you've tried." So he basically told her there's no way you're going to be able to lose the weight, and she was going to have to be on some dangerous medication like that was. And so anyway, to help her, like she went back in for her 6-month appointment, and the doctor to say, wow, the only thing you need now is vitamin A, and you don't need any of those drugs. And anyway, so it was life-changing for them, and it was life-changing for me to be able to help them. But it was like 15 minutes a day. It was almost nothing. But then, you know, everybody started coming, and you just can't say no. So I don't know. I just think it was something I needed emotionally to be able to help other people, but I didn't realize until I started helping people that I needed. So that was kind of my experience. But tell me if you want to share your experience with coaching too. We start
my bar.
A lot of us start out by being nap time coaches when our babies are napping, and that's right.
Wow. Yeah, I've been a coach for about 7.5 years. Crazy. It's amazing how time flies. But yeah, it was just I actually don't have a weight loss story. I didn't initially start with that, which I know a lot of people do. And but so I really had a passion for helping others. And I have to say, I love your little quote behind you. Like, happiness comes only from making others happy. Like, I read that, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I just love you already. Because, did you write that? Or did your kids, or?
Well, just from, Pinterest, but I like wrote it up there. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. That, honestly, that's why I coach. Because it really does. I found a gift. I found something that has just benefited so many of my friends and family. And I have lost 40 pounds of baby weight since I started. So, and just completely changed around my health. Even though it wasn't a weight loss story, it's not just people that need to get thin that need this program. It is an overall habits of health for energy and everything. I mean, that's a story for another day, but we've been, my husband and I do this. It's just something that I'm so passionate about. I started off with, I said I had no time. That was my biggest concern with my coach was I would love to do something like this, but I have 3 little kids at the time. Now I have 5 little kids. And it was just like, that's my first priority. It's always been. So I don't want to add something in to where I didn't realize how much time coaching actually took. And so I just did what I could. And eventually it's just kind of fun to, now I do it instead of other things I didn't want to do, like cleaning toilets. I never really want to do that. I just did it because I thought I had to, but now health coaches get paid really well for what we do. So it's like, it makes no sense for me to be cleaning my toilets when somebody else can do that. And I can be doing something in my zone of genius, right? Of like actually talking to people and having those relationships. So it's just all about where you want to spend your time, I guess. And I want to spend my time with my family and the people that I love and helping people. So yeah, it's been an incredible journey, but I want to hear more about you, Ashley. I want to hear what interests you about coaching, and like what do you feel like you would benefit from?
I mean, I do think that it would be nice to like share it with other people, like I've obviously found success in it. And, I have a lot of friends that like, have struggled with like diets and stuff like that, and so I think that would be nice to do that. I think my my worry is that like I've done kind of, similar, not like food programs, but like, where you sign up under other people and you get other people to sign up, and it's like I can't get enough people to do whatever it is, to make it worth the time or money, and so I think that's my worry, is that I'm like, is it really worth it if I'm only going to get like 4 people to sign up,
What have you done in the past?
like Avon or, like things like that, and so, or it's just like, I'm not really a salesperson, and so, I mean, this is nice because people see the physical change, and so they see that and they're like, wow, what are you doing?
Do you feel like this is, do you feel the same way about like when you did sell Avon? Was it something that you were pretty passionate about? And did it like change your life? Like I know some of those makeup that are just like, oh my gosh, they're so into it, It's like,
no, not so much. Yeah.
No, so, okay. How do you feel about like this program? Like, are you?
I think it's great. Yeah. I mean, I tell, everybody that asks, I'm not necessarily one yet to like post it all over my Instagram story or whatever, but, so that's probably the other thing, is that I'm like, oh gosh, if I become a coach, I have to like, just show like a before and after picture. Yikes. So I've been hiding so well under my hoodie,
So you're like, it's a little hard. You're concerned about putting your story out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Heidi, you've never felt like that, have you? She's laughing.
I share this or not, but I have been very hesitant about sharing my story. In fact, the last couple of days, I got on and I found some before pictures, but I'm like, okay, I just need to break out of my shell and do this. I think you might be friends with Heather Church, who's Marianne.
Oh, yeah.
But holy cow, she's
so good at it.
She's grown so fast because she's passionate about it and she's just sharing it. And nobody thinks, I mean, maybe there's a few that are like, I'm not going to friend her because she shares so much. But most of us are just so inspired.
Yeah.
To share her passion for this. This has changed her life.
Yeah.
And my life too, but most people don't know that. They know that I'm coaching and, I share a story here or there, but they really don't know how it's changed my life.
Yeah.
So, I've grown slowly and it's been great. I'm doing great. I'm doing so much more than I ever thought I would do with this business. It's been amazing, but I could be doing 2 or 3 times as much, I'm sure, if I was just sharing. So it just depends on how much you do. Because if you put your story out there, people will definitely, I don't know. I actually have some huge regrets about not sharing my story from the beginning, because I think people just know that this is something that I'm doing. They don't understand how passionate I am about it and my. And so I think that I probably did have people unfriend me because they thought I was just maybe selling something or whatever, where they didn't know how much it meant to me. So if I could go back, I would share my story from the very beginning. Because now it's like I have these hesitations like, okay, I've been doing this forever. Is it weird for me
so long
now? But it's not. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Well, I love Heather's posts and she's so great at that. And so actually even like yesterday after I messaged you, I'm like, I'm so curious, like, if this was her Instagram page that she's always had. And so like I scrolled all the way down and it's like, no, it's just, she just started it from like day one when she started the plan. And because that's my other thing. I'm like, well, I probably don't really want it on my, like, where I share my kids' pictures and stuff,
Yeah.
So I'm like, I could, just start a separate one like she did. And because she's,
what I found over the years of mentoring hundreds and hundreds of coaches is you just fit it to what you want. Like the need is so great. I mean, who doesn't struggle with some kind of health? Like who could not improve their health even a little bit? Like me. Like you would look at me and you would say, oh, she doesn't need this program, but I was suffering from so many things, even in my mind. And so everybody needs this. It's just how you connect with those people. If you love Instagram and if you want to share on there, great. If you're more of an in-person connection person, great. If you like to do like smaller groups of getting together and sharing it, great. You know, if you like to present in front of a crowd, do that. You know, like find what you're passionate about and like go with that. We have a training system that is awesome, that gives you tons of ideas that you don't have to recreate it on your own. And that's something that I never wanted to do, is like come up with a business from ground up. Like I really wanted something that has proven to work, and even emails that were already made up that I could just like send to people. So that's nice, but you put your own flair on it. So what do you feel like would be best for you? How would you want to structure that?
I mean, ultimately, I would probably do better with like just putting things out on Instagram and like letting people look at it or not, or, you know, because I hate, I'm not like I don't like to pressure people like, oh, I'm doing this program. And so do you want to sign up today or tomorrow?
Right.
Which one?
Okay, can I just say, Ashley, I'm so glad that you have that mentality. Like, thank you for saying that, because I've had very few people come in and be coaches that are like that are just like kind of more like a salesy type person, and they never do well in this business. They might do well like selling Avon, and that's great, but like in this business, business is very different. Very different. Everybody that comes into it is always like, oh, like it's just different than anything I've ever done. And in a good way, where what you just explained is how people grow the fastest and the most authentically. So I love that.
Okay.
Something that I want to mention too is
go ahead, Maria.
Amber told us that Chantel's coach is that we're not selling a product, we are selling services as a coach. Like as a coach, we are just there to support, you know, give little tidbits of information. And like Chantel said, there's so much resources that we have as coaches that we can share that have already been typed up, already thought through. And just, so we're not really selling, we're just offering help and support as a coach. So that's kind of what makes it different than other things. Because I've done things like that too, where I'm like, I don't like selling stuff, but I love helping people.
Yeah.
And like tips and tricks, like, I don't know, I haven't told you, Heidi and Chantel. So my sister and Ashley and I are on Marco Polo, and Ashley's always sharing tips and tricks and ideas of how to do this program, and I'm learning so much from her. I'm like, this is amazing. I love your ideas. And so she's a natural coach. She's already coaching. She's coaching me.
Yeah, you're already a coach.
So I think it's just getting a natural progression. And for me, I haven't had to sell at all. Just posting little things here and there on Facebook and Instagram. People have contacted me like, what are you doing? I need to know what you're doing. And if they're interested, then I'm like, okay, this is what we do. This is how we do it. And I go into it. And if they're like, yeah, I don't know, then I just say, hey, do you want me to send you some emails? And I'll just send them.
Yeah. Yeah, really, all we are doing, Ashley, is building relationships. And that's something that has really blessed my life since becoming a coach, is you're just encouraged to reach out to people. Like just, I don't know, this happens all the time. I'll just start talking to the person sitting next to me now, which I used to just kind of, look at my phone or talk to my family and avoid people. But I've really learned to just open my mouth and just get to know the people around me. And I don't know, just a few weeks ago, I did that at one of my daughter had a ballroom thing, and it was like this girl that was in my dorm room at college that was sitting next to me. I totally didn't recognize her, and after we talked for a little while, she totally recognized me, but anyway, we had to figure out how we knew each other. And I don't know, it's just really blessed my life to just reach out to other people, and then, if you can get to be friends on Facebook or whatever and stay connected, then they'll see what you're passionate about, and they'll come when they're, interested in something that you're doing. And if you just show that you're passionate about it and you keep making connections, and we have this the 3, 3, and 3, where you're just adding a few friends a day. You start 3 conversations a day. It's not even really supposed to be health related. It's just like, hey, how are you doing? I haven't talked to you for years or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When you start building those connections and like rekindling those relationships, because they just see that, oh, you're doing something that you love, and it doesn't require selling at all.
Yeah. Okay. So I know you mentioned that it was $200 to sign up, and so then what is that? Yeah. So then what happens if you? Where does it go from there?
Yeah, so you actually don't even need your kit really to get going, but we do. We sign up and order your kit, and then you just basically start thinking about who. So we usually do at least 5 practice calls. So you just think of, family and just say, hey, I've just really loved what I don't know, Chantel, you could probably explain it a lot better than me, but basically you just think of 5 to 10 people that you would love to share this with, or that you feel like would be supportive of you becoming a coach. And then just hop on and do a few practice calls. And that way, when people ask you about it, you know exactly what to say, what not to say to scare them away or whatever. You just know exactly how to present the program, and you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, and I'll just add that that's exactly right. Like that, the $200 gets you your health coaching kit, and it's actually a box that comes in the mail with all your stuff, like a binder to keep your clients organized, and just some fun like branding stuff in there. But that really just starts your training, and all the training, like Heidi's explained, it's just step by step, and you can go through it as fast or as slow as you want, but it's pretty laid out, and you just go through the training. And whenever your clients come, then we teach you how to support them. But really, it's like your mentorship, Maria and Heidi and myself, like how we just kind of guide you through that, because everyone's slightly different. So help you through that.
So if you have somebody right away who wants to sign up, can they not be under me until like such and such training is complete? Or
no, you start. Yeah, you can have clients right away. So you earn as you learn, and it's just all in one. So we actually, what it is it's co-coaching. At the beginning, like even for the first couple months, really you and Maria are going to be like a pair, like where you're going on the call, so that you know what to say. Because if you're anything like me, well, actually, you know a lot more than when I started. I hadn't even done the program when I had started, so I literally knew zero. So I really shadowed my coach, just listened to her. And you're going to learn how Maria talks to somebody maybe who's struggling, maybe who hasn't gone through this. Your own experience of doing the program, but there are so many clients that are different from you. So you learn how to help them, or maybe concerns that they had that maybe didn't come up with you. So you do that for a while, and then before long, you're like, okay, I kind of got this. And then you connect with Maria after the call or something. So
okay. And then how does the compensation work? Because I know that Heidi talked about the kickback if you sign up 5 in the first month, but then so what happens after that? Like what's the
so the first month you talked about the $450, right? That you get that first month, and then after that you just decide how many more clients you want. So depending on your time and how much you want to invest, I mean, it's pretty simple. Most coaches, they can acquire about 5 clients in a month. That's usually like a typical, like if you're posting, that's how many people are coming and whatever. So each month you can kind of build beyond that, and it comes in about $500 increments for 5 clients. So if you were to say the first month you were to make $450 that first month, supporting 5 clients, in the second month you'd make about $1,000 supporting about 10 clients, and kind of from there. 20 clients is where a lot of coaches, for some reason, it's like the big, a lot of people have that as a goal. They're making about $2,000 a month, spending about an hour per client. Definitely like something very, very part-time, like still, nap time health coaches, at least for me, that's what I was. But a lot of people like that. But honestly, Ashley, like you decide what you want. I don't know, what are you kind of thinking that you're wanting?
I don't know, because it's like, I don't, in my mind, I'm like, I'd be surprised if I got even 5 people to sign up, just because I don't, know what the reaction would be, I guess, from people, so.
Can I give you my feedback on that? Sure. Can I be really honest with you? It's 100% what you put into it, 100%. So I've never met a coach that has not been able to get clients because of whatever. Like if you put the work in, and if you're like, hey, I actually, if you say for my family, $2,000 a month would be helpful, or maybe it's not finances for you. Maybe it's, I want to help 20 people. I have a desire to help that many people, or I want to spend this amount of time on it. Like I'd actually like to hear like what you want as far as that goes, but you decide on that and we'll show you how to get there. Like I said, I've mentored hundreds of coaches. Like it is 100% what you want. It is not like, oh, let's see how great you are first, and then I'll tell you how many clients you can get. It's this is something that everybody wants. Like people are dying to do this. It's just if you connect with them and know how to do that call and to actually do the steps, or if it's a priority for you to actually do that. Some coaches, they have life happen and they don't even think about their business for a week. Well, they're not going to get clients if you don't think about it for that whole week. You're not going to get a new client, So it's, you decide. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, obviously, everybody loves some extra money. That's nice.
Totally.
But really, I mean, it's like Maria said. It's like I like finding tricks and tips and stuff like that, and so that I think that would be fun to share with other people, and so yeah, that's probably would be my, more my strong area, I guess. Yeah,
for sure.
So once they sign up with you, so is it that you get paid like each time they order a box? Is that how it works? Or, like once they place an order of food, because like what happens if you sign somebody up and then they skip, a couple months or something like that, and then they get back on or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Do you want me to answer? Oh, go ahead. You go.
So basically people are buying the food, and then the company knows that they're going to be more successful if you have a health coach. So that's how it works, is the food company pays us to support them because they know that they're going to be supportive. They're going to be successful if they have you helping them. Yeah. So I think that works. We get compensated per order, and because they know that we're helping them.
So it's like roughly like what, like $100 if they're ordering like a whole month's supply of food or whatever.
Yeah, it's like 120 I think per client for full order. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
So exciting, Ashley. I know you're probably nervous. I was nervous too, but you know what? You just basically you grow per your skill set. So you just keep working on your skills and learning as you go, and you grow. It's amazing, and you grow with your clients. I love coaching so much because I feel like I learn. Every client that I help, I am growing so much by helping them. Sometimes I realize I didn't even realize I struggled with something until I help a client like overcome something with their mindset, and I'm like, oh, I needed that. It is.
Well, and so Heidi, so you're not doing like Instagram really. So like how many clients do you have just based on like interactions with people? Like
so what I've just done is, and I kind of have done what Chantel's done, I think, and that's just I use my personal accounts for my family, but then I also try to do, my goal has been to like share something. I started out really slow. Like I would share something about health like once a week, but then I kind of was doing a 3 a day. And I was trying to share one thing about health a day. And right now I'm still trying to figure out exactly what my next goal is, but I just feel like I need to just share more stories. They have before and after stories that you can share too. So right now I would say sharing your story is going to be definitely the most powerful thing you can share. There are also stories that you can share so that they see other people's stories, because different people relate to different stories. And they might, coaches are always saying, somebody reached out to me because that was my story. So I need to do that more.
Can I jump in here? Because Heidi's not going to brag about herself, but Heidi's like she actually has an extremely large team. So Heidi is just amazing one-on-one and like very, very genuine. Like she posts, I would say frequently. I mean, it's not like, every hour or something, but she posts, she gets a great response because she has good relationships with people. And so she's actually one of the fastest growing people on my team. Like she really grew fast, and she has a large client base, but she has a really big coach base. So she's coaching a lot of coaches as well. So, and that's something that naturally happens when you have a lot of clients. A lot of them do want to move into that role. So then it's more of like a mentorship role, which is kind of fun, and you can choose to do that if that's something. Yeah. So yeah. So she's not gonna brag about herself, but just to answer your question, she's executive director. So that one that you have over 20 active clients per month, and then that's a highest rank for client support. And then she's also very close to fully integrated business coach, which is also on the income disclosure statement. So, yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, let me, ponder all of this and fully decide before I, jump all in.
Awesome. It's so good to meet you, Ashley.
Yeah, you too. You too. Thank you for all the information and yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and Ashley, if the two seems like a big hurdle, I would love to offer a scholarship for $50 towards your kit. So if that would to offer that.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Awesome.
Great.
I'm excited to have you on our team when you're ready.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for doing the call. It's fun to see everybody in person, and it's better than phone call.
So excited for you, Ashley. You can inspire so many.
All right. Thank you.
See you guys.
Okay. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Okay.